Rapid Entire Body Assessment, or REBA, is a peer-reviewed tool used to analyse postural risk in individuals performing a task. If you're involved in health and safety within any industry, then this tool is a must-have. It provides evidence that training or equipment is required. For a more detailed explanation of how you can use this tool, then please feel free to sign up to my online course now at movingandhandlinginstructors.co.uk. You probably won't need to do that course though. This video will show you how to use REBA, and the app will tell you what to do with the results. Once you've downloaded the app from the Google Play Store, you're ready to go. The home page has a convenient little button entitled Start, so that seems like a good place to start. Go ahead and click that button. The next page asks you to take a photo before you do anything else. Obviously, this will be a photo of whatever it is that you would like to assess. Alternatively, you could select a picture from your device, so that's what I'm going to do. From my gallery, I'll select this little builder chap doing some concreting work. Breaking back task, I imagine. I'll then click the button indicated, which brings me onto the assessment pages. The first thing that I'm asked to do is to assess the man's neck. Looking at the drawing, we can get an idea of how many points to award him. But if you're not sure, you can just click the question mark for a bit more information. So let's do that. It says there that the starting position for 1 point is the head in a neutral position, as it would be if you were looking forward while stood upright. A little nod is acceptable. If the neck is in extension or flexion, then the starting position would be 2 points. We can add an extra point if the head is tilted or to one side, or if the person is predominantly looking left or right. So the maximum score is 3 points. Let's go back and look at our builder chap. Although he is looking down, he's only doing so because his back is bent forward. His neck is still in line with the spine, so at first glance it could be argued that this is just a single point score. However, it can also be argued that because he is bent over, he's having to keep his head up, effectively using the muscles as though his neck was extended. Therefore, I'm going to select a score of 2 for his neck. And there you can see that this fact is displayed below the next score button. We can now go on to assess the trunk score. Again, a more detailed explanation can be seen by selecting the question mark, but this one is straightforward, so we'll move on. He is definitely stooped beyond the 60 degrees required to give him a score of 4 points. He isn't twisted or side flexed, so we'll leave it at 4 points. The leg score is next. Looking at the picture, the left 2 sets of legs indicate that he will receive 1 or 2 points depending upon his weight distribution, while the right 2 sets of legs indicate the extra points we might give him. Again, a more detailed explanation is found by clicking the question mark, but we won't waste time on that for this video. I've given him 2 points. 1 point as he's evenly weight bearing, and another because he is slightly flexing his knees. Next we move on to the load or the force that's required to do the task. The load is less than 5 kilograms and there's no sudden build-up of force, so 0 points will be added. So far we've covered the Group A components of REBA. We now move into the Group B components, starting with the lower arm, specifically the angle of the elbow. The additional information is there for you to peruse. As his arm is virtually straight, we'll give him 2 points and move on to the upper arm. This is measured by the relationship between the humerus and the spine. If it's in line, It would be as if it was hanging by your side when you stood upright. But then we would assign it 1 point. The points increase as the arm is brought in front or behind the body. We can see that our builder chap has his right arm at 90 degrees from his spine, which would be 4 points. However, you'll notice from the extras that an additional point would be added if the arm was abducted or adducted to any obvious degree. As he flattens out his concrete, he'll be doing both with regularity. This then would bring his score up to 5 points. Well, it would, if it wasn't for the fact that his arm is assisted by gravity. You'll notice that we have to deduct a point if gravity is assisting, so that brings us back down to 4 points. The next part is the wrist score. He has a comfortable grip, no need for extension, flexion, or any deviation or twist, so he gets just 1 point for the wrist. Coupling, or how he's attached to the tool that he's using, is up next. He has his fingers fully clenched as he holds the tool he is using, so I'll give him just 1 point for that and then move on to the activity score. Do you think that one or more body parts will be static for more than a minute? It's quite feasible, so I'm going to give him a point for that. As he's doing his work, it's likely that he'll be repeating small range movements, so I'll give him another point for that. And because he has a top-heavy posture, he's also unstable, so he can have another point, 3 in total. The final REBA score then is 11. This places him in the very high risk category, which means that the task must cease until either a safe solution can be found, or, if no other solution can be found, all parties are aware of how best to mitigate the risk. I'm sure there will be a way, but this isn't my area of expertise. I'm not a builder, so I'm not going to make any suggestions. By taking a screenshot of this last page, you can print out the result if it's needed for evidence in helping build a business case, for example, for further training or equipment that you require.